to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Woo! Sorry, buddy. That was on me. Welcome, everybody, to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. Big E is here. Kadog is here. How you doing, pal?
Hello. I am well.
Are you?
Thank you for having me, Mike.
Yes, I would have it no other way. Kind of a bummer. We got done watching the Lions. Ugh.
We did?
Yeah, not you, but I did. I knew my Niners were going to suck this year, but I had more promise for the Lions. We'll talk to Sean Belizean coming up a little bit later. Break down a little bit of that game. But, God, it's frustrating to watch this team. God damn it, if they could just put two halves together on a friggin' Sunday. Why can't they do that?
Because they're a bad team.
It. Yeah, maybe so. Kadog, welcome back. Thank you for the waters.
Yeah, the nice 8-ounce David Helm water.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes, Thursday I went over to Mr. C. Helm's open house, and he's doing well. He says about once a week our fine listeners come rolling in looking for legal advice.
Excellent.
I don't know what that says about
Exactly.
our target audience.
Thank God they do, though.
People with a lot of problems.
It sure sounds like it, but I'm sure they're very minor.
Yeah.
Yeah, just parking tickets and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Sure.
Jaywalking here and there. It can't be anything serious.
The occasional, and I mean occasional DUI probably
I can
falls into
see
the
a
mix.
few of our listeners getting DUIs.
Just a couple, not many.
Well, I will enjoy all 8 ounces of this. Thank you,
Yeah,
David.
I just took a sip of it, and as you can see, I've got just about a sip and a half left. So, thank you for that, Kadog. I'm glad you went though and represented for us with the Helm. Was it a good event?
Yeah.
His open house. Is
yeah.
it cool digs?
It's good digs.
Yeah.
They renovated the second floor of where he was in, so sort of the same place, but just
It's
an
a good
expansion
place.
on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right in downtown Plymouth, and I guess he had to kick out his upstairs tenant, and that was
A relative, perhaps?
Oh no,
Allegedly.
was it?
Allegedly.
Oh,
yeah.
Ooh.
So there might be some bad blood in the family, but
He'll deal with that.
Yeah.
He'll be all right.
As long as Helm Law PC is up and doing its thing, we're good. We're good. I come to you. We come to you today with some, unfortunately, some devastatingly sad news as far as this show and this show's listeners go. It's a very, very sad day around here as we lost a good one over the weekend.
This is where people think we're going to make a joke. No joke.
There's
This
no
is awful.
There's no joke coming. God damn it himself, Uwe Lenz
away.
passed away this weekend. Yes. Jay and I both got a text from his son Derek, who we've known forever. You've known since
Grew up next door to him. Yeah.
and
Knew Uwe since I was a tot.
yeah. So really, it's tough, man. Do you have some pictures there? Derek had some. Margaret,
Damn it.
look at this son of a bitch. All 6'5" of him.
Look at him. Oh, man.
Look at that son
That's
of a
what
bitch.
Margette fell in love with.
Hell
right
yeah.
there.
I'm falling in love with that
Yeah,
guy. Look at
well,
that guy. Look at that mustache.
I know.
That head of hair. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can see these right now. But look at this dude.
That is a hell of a representative of the male race. Look at that.
Next.
Oh, smile, Uwe. Smile big.
Smile big.
You're getting
Yes.
married.
Yes. God damn it, she's a good woman. Look at Margaret.
Oh, wow.
Look at
Wow.
Margaret.
Margaret, huh?
Look at Margaret on her that's the wedding day, right?
You know how tall Uwe is compared to everybody else.
Oh yeah, 6'5".
Bow
damn
tie.
Hell yeah. Next.
Yeah.
Did you see Uwe in there? Yeah, like when we knew him, he always had the goatee.
Sure.
And here he is. He's shorn in these
Distinctive
pictures.
features. It's the eyes. The eyes jump out at you.
Yeah. Next.
Ah!
Look at that wee Uwe.
God, dude, look at Deuced in there.
I know. Yeah.
Wow, I've never
Yeah.
seen that image.
How old a child is this? Is that a
That's
10-year-old?
probably 10 to 12 years old.
10 to 12-year-old Uwe there. Yeah, he does look a lot like Derek. Is there another one?
Look at those shorts. Oof, look at your knees. Look at your knees.
Look at that poops with those socks pulled up to his knees.
In the German countryside somewhere.
Hell yes. God damn it, these are good women next to me. Good girls.
Look at him.
Look at that Oov on the soccer field.
Sure.
On the pitch, if
Yeah.
you will.
Playing some football.
Look at that, dude. That's what Margaret fell for right there.
Well, how can you not?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Little wee you.
Oh, what a bummer, man. I'm going to miss that son of a bitch.
Yeah, that really blows.
Yeah, he was good to us. I mean, we've told all the stories of,
He was very good to us.
Yeah.
You know?
he treated us like sons is what it was. He could be, I lived with them for a brief period for, I don't know, a couple months or something in high school. I couldn't get along with my family, and they were like, fine, you want to live with Uwe? Fine. And Uwe was great. Uwe was the first one to go, God damn it, have a beer and a shot. Jesus Christ, it's a school night. You need to get your energy for school tomorrow morning. And he'd make you have a beer and a shot with him and all that stuff. But he would also, he was on my ass more than anybody about like homework. Did you get your homework done? Let me see your homework. God damn it, give me your homework. And you're like, okay. You'd have dinner with
he
him.
would send messages for sure.
Yeah.
And you knew not to mess with him.
Yeah, you knew he wasn't playing around. So it wasn't all just this. So did you guys get laid last night? Did we have a good night, boys? How did we do? There was a lot more to Uwe than just that. And so I know the family is in mourning. We're all in mourning. I hope your dad's gotten over.
Well, the thing about my dad never had a problem with Uwe. Again, I grew up next door to him. My dad's one thing was that he was convinced, is to this day, that Uwe taught his dog how to shit on our lawn. And that would entail the dog going like around a hedge and everything. And
there was that hedge between the driveway and your yard.
And he's just convinced of it.
Yeah.
He's like, I know it. I've been up in the early morning. I've seen him let it out. I've seen him order it to go around. No, he didn't.
I wonder if Uwe did. Have you ever asked Derek?
I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah. How do you train your dog to go into the neighbor's yard,
Damn
dog?
it, go shit on Bill's lawn.
God damn it, don't shit on my lawn, dog. Anyway, so, I think Saturday is going to be a little get-together for the family and stuff. It sounds like it's going to be a pretty low-key event. And we'll pay our final respects to a very good man. Very good man.
A good man indeed.
So, yeah, maybe we'll pull out some of the audio of the one time he was on this show.
Yes, we were only able to catch him once. We tried many times. We got him the one time when Deuce was here, right?
Yes. Yep. We did try on numerous occasions off the air, even because we knew he wasn't in the greatest of health, and so we didn't want to bother him, and we probably were somewhat of a bother to him. But we talked to Margaret a couple times, and so maybe we can pull a couple clips from the last time he was on the show. And anyway, sad day all the way around. But not just sad for us here. The baseball world is mourning a big loss today too. I don't know if you guys saw what was going on with the Miami Marlins pitcher.
Yeah, he wrecked his boat, right?
Yeah, he did more than that. He wrecked his life and a couple other people's lives too.
Was he driving it?
I don't think he was. I don't know how they would tell that.
Or was it even his boat?
It was his boat.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like a badass pitcher. We're talking about Jose Fernandez. And, the baseball teams and football teams today were all doing their moment of silence. And, baseball teams were holding up the jerseys they had Mets jerseys with his name on the back and number and hanging them in the dugouts and stuff. It was kind of nice. They had a moment of silence. Marlins took the day off today. They didn't have a game. I think they were supposed to play the Braves. David Sampson, the president of the Marlins, said Fernandez, who defected Cuba at the age of 15, was a model for Cuban Americans, for those who need to work harder than most for freedom. He says he'll never be forgotten by the team. And we want to just say to his family, if they're listening, this is not just about today or tomorrow. Jose is a member of this family for all time. I wonder if that's true. Yeah, there he is. Anyway.
He was whipping ass late at night.
Or early morning.
Yeah.
3:30 in the morning.
And he hit, a bunch of rocks that are jutted out into the bay there?
Yep. Yeah. Sounds like this boat was cooking.
Shit.
It flipped, and the underside of this boat is just gone. Ooh. What would be the underside of that boat, yeah. The team said in a statement, the Marlins organization is devastated by the loss of Jose Fernandez. Our thoughts And
prayers.
our prayers are with the family during this difficult time. So, Miami-Dade Fire and Rescue was called out to Miami Beach for a 32-foot boat which had collided with the rock jetty at South Point Park Pier and had overturned. It does appear that speed was involved due to the impact and the severity of it. The boat seemed to be coming at full speed. Imagine that, at full speed, and you just slam into rocks in the middle of the night.
Yes, she is. Well, she wasn't in the boat?
She was not in the boat,
Oh, someone's on the market.
and she's pregnant with his kid.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. You feel like an asshole now, E?
I don't feel like an asshole, but I'm taking my name out of the running.
Yeah. Yeah, that's his fiance or his girlfriend that he's hugging in the picture we're looking at. So, yeah.
Hey, someone who put it up, by the way. He's the one who typed it in.
Typed what in? Explain for the listeners. You just go, yeah, dude, yep, uh-huh. She's
I think it's-
single.
I think it's probably was pretty obvious what the situation was.
Kadog is mentioning that she's single, and he was responding to that.
Yes, there's a picture of Jose Fernandez hugging a woman on the field. And that woman is his now pregnant, currently pregnant girlfriend.
In my defense, I didn't know she was pregnant.
She is now, yeah. I think there's even a picture of her in some of the pictures that are popping up of her with a baby in the belly there. Yeah, it's a terrible story. At least 2 other people, both men in their mid-20s, were killed in the accident. 2 bodies were found under the boat, 1 found in shallow water. None were wearing life jackets. But yeah, he was born in Cuba in '93 and tried defecting here. His father, Ramon, tried defecting here 15 times.
Did the inner tube thing?
Yeah, did the whole thing, and he tried to follow while he was a teen. He wanted to do what his dad did and get to America. He was caught 3 times, was thrown in jail at one point with adults in conditions he would later say were so unspeakable that he could not describe them in English. Yeah. In 2007, at the age of 15, he and his sister and mother made the treacherous crossing to the U.S. once more. At one point, his mom fell overboard, and he dove in and saved her. Yeah. All 3 of them made the crossing alive, and he was able to settle down in Tampa, Florida. There she is, E. There's the girl, the pregnant girl I'm talking about.
What do you think, E?
She's pretty good looking, even with being pregnant.
Even with child?
You can't even, all you can see is a belly. You can't even see a face.
Yeah, but it looks like she looks.
Pretty good. She's a girl.
No, I'm not.
there's a vagine under there somewhere.
No. I mean, she looks like she has a decent ass from this perspective, in my opinion. She's got tan skin.
Jose apparently, when he first got to the U.S., said he preferred jail in Cuba to the United States. At first, in jail, I could defend myself, but here I felt so helpless, overwhelmed. I've never felt anything worse than my first few months here. Jail felt better than that, and I was in with a guy who killed 7 people. But he stayed strong, they say, and he met a guy in Florida who was a coach and taught him how to,
So he
worked on
developed
pitching.
everything here?
It sounds like
Usually
it.
those dudes are just badasses over there and then get the hell out.
Yeah, well, which is what a lot of people were pointing to for why this guy was so special and why this is so devastating. I mean, he was Rookie of the Year in 2014. He was an All-Star in 2015 and 2016. He's 24 years old. He's from Cuba, and when they point to these players that defect from Cuba, they've usually had a 10-year career in Cuba and done really well. And then they come over here, and it's they're not on the back end of their career, but it's and this guy was a guy who got out at 15 years old and literally grew up essentially here and started as a rookie in the major league system, and was badass. 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Went. He was the first, I think they said, rookie ever. Let's see. He was the first pitcher in the modern era to win his first 17 career home decisions.
Damn.
Went 24-1 in his first 25 home game decisions. That's pretty impressive when you think about it. He's gone 38-17 over the course of his 4 seasons with the Marlins. So, yeah, bummer, man.
He kind of cooled off there, didn't he?
From the
Well, a blazing hot start. I mean,
well, yeah, you can't win them all. I mean, but
Well, people start to learn your stuff, unfortunately. But
yeah.
hey, are you itching to dump your funk-filled grocery
I am.
getter?
I
you want to
have been
drive
thinking
the
about
freshest,
that.
safest, funnest SUV on the market? Then we highly suggest you visit our good friends at Zotford at I-75 and exit 98. You can lease the all-new 17 Ford Escape SE for just $199 with zero cash due at signing. Yup, the hottest SUV on the market for $199 a month with zero cash due. Only from our friends at Zotford and Holly. Surf their groovy deals and massive inventory at Zotford.com.
Hey, the Carolina Panthers game went off without a hitch today.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
That
I
was
know
in
you were worried about
question,
that.
I know last time we spoke.
There was apparently there was talk of protesters lining up at the gates, not letting people in to the game. There was one guy that was arrested this morning with a gun too,
Yeesh.
trying to get into the game.
Well, the protests lightened up after they released the video, right, over the weekend.
Yeah, which the first video was
The wife.
the wife. Did you see that?
This is Scott. What's his name again?
Yeah, Keith Lamont Scott.
Yeah,
You saw the wife's video.
I did.
Which
Filmed
is-
in portrait. It's
Yeah.
awful. It's awful to watch and hear. You know, this lady. He better not be dead. He better not be dead.
Yeah.
It's just gut wrenching.
Unfortunately, the video really doesn't show you anything.
Oh, I know.
Which is kind of shitty because CNN and every other news program played it, I don't know, 8,000 times. And it was like, okay, it's shaky. You can't even see him in the video. And I think it bolsters the case for police because the whole time, I think 9 different times someone's yelling, drop the gun! Drop the gun! Which, you know,
What do you think about the police video? Have you seen it?
I did, and that's what I was going to say. The police, the Charlotte police, have finally released unedited dash cam and body cam videos of the shooting. Neither video show him pointing a gun at police. You know, do you have that video? The one that
we knew it wasn't going to, though, right? Didn't they kind of tease that? Like, it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be pointing at you to feel like you're in immediate harm.
Yeah, I hate second guessing any of these guys who put their lives on the line to do this kind of job. I don't know. Well, go ahead, Kidog. You can roll it here. So there's someone.
He's getting out of his car, and he's backing up. It's hard. See, aren't there cops on the other side of him too?
Yeah, on this side of him.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Which is, I think, the cops we see from the wife's
Stage
video.
left. Right. There's
Right.
there's a group of cops. So, yeah, it's just hard to see anything, man. So
Yeah.
this is the body cam of the guy who pulled up and ran around the car.
Okay.
So you've got a very shaky body cam that's not going to tell you a lot.
Larry's down, and people are outraged because they handcuff him, which is standard protocol in any of these situations.
Legacy car
As anyone
hand,
pointed
gripping his
out,
hand.
this one guy asked a guy to go to his trunk to get his bag. Has anybody gone, oh, there, he's going to get a bag and plant a gun next to him?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything like that, but I've heard lots of discussions of, you know, oh, the black community knows that cops always have a what do they call it, drop, a
somebody
carry-in
get my,
drop or something. There's a
my bag.
specific
Get it.
term that they use for, oh man, I just shot a guy. It turns out he doesn't have
Take
shit.
back
Well, thank
my
God I
truck.
have my burner here, and they
Good.
just throw it on the
Good.
ground.
We need a whole
I don't see
world.
that in anything like this. You know, it's tough. It's tough to watch that video, see the guy backing up with his hands at his side. You don't see any sudden movement. You don't see
You
anything
can't tell if
pointed.
anything's in his hand.
No, you can't. And but I don't think this is gonna.
I would think, though, the experts would be able to blow that up and see whether it's the shape of a gun or not. Don't you think? Because there is that one frame where he turns. If you pause it right at the right time, he turns enough where you can see his right hand.
Really?
And it appears there's something. I mean, it just looks like a black
book?
object.
Does it look like a square
maybe
book?
It's a square book.
Yeah, I wonder what's going on when his wife is yelling, "Keith, don't do it, Keith!
Yeah.
Don't do it, Keith!" Like, I wonder what she's talking about.
Well, she knew he had a traumatic brain injury, and I think she's yelling that, like, he's got TBI, and so
Yeah.
maybe she just knows that he goes off sometimes, and so maybe that's what she's yelling, like, don't get
Well,
belligerent.
I was reading that this TBI, the traumatic brain injury, meant that he wasn't able to comprehend the police's commands. And I'm going, okay, that's all fine and well. Then why is he driving a fucking car?
Right.
Like, if that's the case, if you
Why is he
honestly,
out without a handler.
yeah, if you're trying to tell us that,
See that Kadog right there? There's one frame, man, where his hand comes away from. Right there. Don't you think an expert could zoom
Oh,
in on
yeah.
that and figure out if there's something in that hand?
that right hand,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I'm sure they will, though. Experts will. They've been doing that with the other shot where they first saw the gun, quote unquote, and they've already been looking at that video where it appears that a cop takes some black gloves off, is wearing some sort of black latex glove, and throws them on the ground. And I think that's what you see, just the way it reacts, because people are like, he tossed a gun.
Oh, really?
But the things just fall. They don't bounce.
Yeah.
They don't. It doesn't look like a solid object hitting the ground like it would be.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of those pictures have come from, where it looks like it. And if you look at it again, knowing that, I think you'll go, oh, yeah, that could be just a glove. The lawyer for the family is saying, yeah, the dash cam and body cam, you can't really identify what, if anything, is in his hand, and that has not changed. Family also believes the police might need better training policies for dealing with people in de-escalating situations when you're talking about brain injuries.
It's Helms' argument.
Right? Yeah, Police Chief Kerr Putney said the releasing of this explains the absolute facts of the shooting and that Scott had both marijuana and a weapon on him. There was a compelling reason for them to make this encounter. It was beyond having a gun. He absolutely was in possession of a gun. There was a crime that he committed that caused the encounter, and the gun exasperated that. When you're in possession of marijuana and you have a gun, that's a public safety issue. The cops were still focused on apprehending the suspect. When they see the weapon and they see the marijuana, they say, uh-oh, this is a safety issue for us and the public. We need to address this before the warrant. So we were talking last week about this when they were serving a warrant on someone else. And then this guy pulls up. They're in an unmarked police car. And they're sitting in the car, and this guy pulls up next to him and is smoking a blunt, which is when they went, oh. And apparently this dummy, if it's to be believed, they saw some sort of gun in his hand as well. They back out, and they go and they put on police vests, and then they come back. And that's when the encounter took place, and here we are. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's tough from that, but I don't think that's going to stop any of the other people from bitching about.
Well, the door's open to say, yeah, it was planted. You
Yeah.
know, until we see otherwise, we're going to believe it's planted. And so you have the two sides just in a stalemate.
Yep.
If
Which we've seen
If you're
before.
going to believe a group of cops is capable of doing that, then that video, I guess, isn't going to change your mind.
Yeah. And then, lastly, before we get on from just bad news, did you see the shooting at the Washington Mall?
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck,
Took
man?
4 or 5 people down to
Five.
Chinatown?
Five town to Chinatown, yeah. 4 women.
And this is a
guy.
Turkish immigrant, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're not saying
Oh.
that it's terrorism.
Okay.
They can't say that yet.
Yeah.
They don't know. But Turkish immigrant
Possible workplace dispute. Did he work at the makeup counter at Macy's?
at Macy's. Dude,
No.
that is, I don't know why that makes it so much seem like hits closer to
Because you've
home.
been to the makeup counter at Macy's?
I've not been to the makeup counter. Well, I probably have, buying like cologne or perfume for Beth, perhaps. But
Buy sense. Save sense. Makes
makes
sense.
sense. There he is. They were like, Hispanic man, Hispanic. Be on the lookout for a Hispanic man.
Or Turkish immigrant.
Yeah. But yeah, apparently his ex-girlfriend used to work at this Macy's, but she'd quit or been fired from there months earlier, so she wasn't there. But just walked in and just took aim and fire at people
Indiscriminately, it
Yeah.
appears.
in a Macy's, and
And
took
then he
4
got away, man. Like, for
on foot.
Yeah.
Sounds like, yeah. But they said when they encountered him 24 hours later, there were tips from the community, I guess, that came flooding in. And so they found him, and they said he was in like a zombie-like state.
Right,
Like he
I
was
read
just
that.
kind of whatever. And they said he obeyed every one of their commands. Like they were like, freeze, don't move.
he's like
Put your hands up. And he's like,
Sasquatch.
wait,
hands
freeze
up.
or get my hands up. What do I do? I don't know what to do. Unfreeze to raise your hand, Simon says. And he listened to a T to every one of their commands, and they arrested him without incident. All I could think was, seems like some people could learn something there. I love the press conference the mayor had, Steve Sexton, who was like, our community comes together in times of tragedy. Our support goes with them, law enforcement, to help them bring that son of a bitch who did this to
Yeah.
our community to justice.
That son of a bitch.
Yeah, tough guy. Should we talk a little Lions football?
Sure, let's call Sean.
Let's call Sean Belizean. Ugh, another bummer week. Last week hurt more. I think that fucking Tennessee loss. Shouldn't lose that game to Tennessee at home. I'm sorry.
Right.
Ugh, but
All the
losing.
penalties. They have a bunch of penalties today, too.
Not like last week. Last week might have been, I don't know, what they have, 85 penalties last week, but they still lost this week. But I don't know. Let's blow in a call to Sean and see what his take is on it. And people, I think people are familiar with Sean Belizean, right? He's on WJR. He was on 105.1.
He's on 11:30 forever.
Yeah. He's on Fox 2. You can see him on Fox 2.
Wasn't he on with
Lions
Mark
coverage.
Fellhauer?
Yeah, 105.1.
Most recently, right?
Yep, absolutely. So let's blow in a call to him, get his opinion.
Hi, this is Sean.
Hey, Sean, it's Mike and Jay with the Detroit Cast. How are you, pal?
Hi, sorry about that, guys. Running a little late today, so I apologize. I'm on my way to Fox, so if you guys want to talk now, great.
No problem.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. It's one of those kind of bummer days to talk football anyways.
Yeah, that was pretty ugly today. The thing that is extremely disconcerting to me, guys, is just the relative ease that Green Bay had early on. That was something that was just a bummer.
Well, it was funny that there was, I don't know, 9:40 left in the fourth quarter, and they brought out the punter for Green Bay, and I went, I think this is the first time I remember seeing the punter on the field today.
Incredible.
And sure as shit, it was the first time they punted.
Yeah, it was, look, we knew it was going to be ugly. I mean, the Lions don't have a lot of depth to begin with, right? They really don't. And it's a scenario where you knew it was going to be ugly. It was just a case where, let's be honest, you just didn't think it'd be that easy. You know, I mean, they don't have a linebacker right now. I mean, there's no other way to say it.
Yeah.
And with Ziggy out, they're not getting any kind of consistent pass rush. I mean, thank goodness for Kerry Hyder. I mean, the words I never thought would come out of my mouth. But, right now, they're just not getting any kind of consistent pass rush. And you give Aaron Rodgers some time, and a lot of times he doesn't even need the time. I mean, you saw today a clinic from that guy on pocket feel and pocket presence, when to take off, and it's amazing his feel for the pocket. And, those stories and Aaron Rodgers is losing it. Boy, he sure looked in control today.
Yeah, he sure did. He did get a little bit of help. I got to tell you, that penalty against was it Manny Lawson? Which turned out, I don't know, was that an 80-yard penalty? Which
it was 66. Was it 66? Whatever.
Yeah, it was long. It was one of those, throw the ball as far as you can. And I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm a homer as a Lions fan.
I've always hated that rule. God.
I know. I kind of like college better, too. Give them the 15 yards. What did you think of that call?
I thought it was, incidental contact. I mean, like everybody else, I thought it was incidental contact. I think some guys got, their feet jumbled up, and it happens. And, it's one of those things, though. I mean, I made this comment during the postgame show, and I don't know if you guys feel the same way. I'm 46 years old, and I would say for probably the last 6 or 7 years, I don't know NFL rules anymore. I just don't. I don't know when it happens. I don't know what a catch is. I don't know what pass interference is. I don't know what holding is. I mean, you find yourself guessing there, and I don't know when that happened. And I know I'm not alone in that feeling. Am I surprised they called it? Nah, I'm not. I didn't think it was penalty, and I'm not even talking as a, quote-unquote Lions fan. I thought it was two guys that got their feet kicked. But, that's the way it goes.
Yeah, it is. It's driven me nuts for years now, Sean. The idea of not knowing what a catch is. Like, I think it doesn't take a genius to look at a football play and know if someone had control of the ball when they went out of bounds or when they crossed the goal line. And it's getting to that point where you can't even, you're holding your breath every time someone scores a touchdown or gets a first down. You're waiting for some weird rule that you didn't know existed to come in and call it all back.
I think one of the funniest things is how they have like these NFL rules experts now. And of course, Mike Pereira is kind of front and center in that routine. Yeah. And it's to me, it's comical how often they'll, let's go to Mike Pereira, and Pereira will give you his thoughts. And he ends up being wrong. I mean, that's the problem. I mean, it really is. That's the problem. But the game is so much about money now, and, you get lawyers, money involved, and you run into circumstances like this. And it's frustrating, no two ways about it, but to me, look, we're a couple of ways to line late, no doubt about it. But their inability to stop Green Bay in the first, you're just not going to win football games like that. You're not coming back from 31-3. I mean, it was nice that they, for once you saw the Lions make some halftime adjustments. It was kind of a role reversal. Like, what's going on here? I'm used to watching teams make adjustments on the Lions. They made some adjustments, and they were able to get some things going, but you're not coming back from a 31-3 hole, man.
Yeah, I know. I kind of got yanked back into that for a minute. Was like, oh, is there any way? But they couldn't stop the run then.
Lacy started going off, and
yeah,
I thought, to me, I thought he was a good start today for this exact reason that, Green Bay would get up and they'd start running the ball. But, man, was he running with authority. He looked like the stud from a couple of years ago. And,
sure did.
At what point in time, I guess, if you're, one of the Lion defenders, do you say, hey, it's probably a good idea if we go with this beast's legs as opposed to going up top because he's such a strong man,
Mm-hmm. What did you think of the Lions? Their offense did sort of get it together a little bit.
Yeah, at least Marvin Jones looks like he has it, right?
Unbelievable. Here's a guy that was already having a good year. I mean, he had 203 yards in his first couple games. You got to be feeling good about that. And he puts up 205 today.
Yeah.
I mean, my goodness, he's got 408 yards already, in his Lion career in just 3 games, and he added the 2 touchdowns today. And I'm going to say it again. I know there's an ongoing debate about Matthew Stafford. I don't get the extremes of he's great, he sucks, but let's call it for what it is. On Jim Bob Cooter's watch, this is a guy now that has a 26-4 touchdown to interception ratio in 11 games. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, you're talking prorated over the course of a season, high 30s and everything, and he's limiting the mistakes. I mean, the interception today simply wasn't. Eric Ebron is a guy that it seems like every time he takes a step forward, he takes a step or 2 back. He made a business decision not stretching out for a play today, and then, my gosh, you can't let that guy rip that ball out of your hands, and those are the kind of things that, you want to embrace Ebron because you see he's starting to get it, and he's starting to, become a fixture on the offense, and then you see things like today, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, that's a funny way to put it, a business decision. In other words, alligator arms over the middle. What's that?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't, and hey, listen, let me be the first one to say it because I can hear some wiseacre going, yeah, that's easy for you to say. None of you 3 losers would do it.
Yeah.
You're damn right because we're not paid millions of dollars to do it. That's his job. He's got to go and get that pass, and certainly he can't let somebody rip the ball out of his hands as well after he clearly made a reception.
Yeah. Well, let's leave the Lions there and touch really quick, and then we'll let you go, Sean. On the college football over the weekend. Speaking of refs, I don't know what the targeting rule means anymore either when I'm watching these games because that was as big a bullshit call as I've ever seen. That Penn State linebacker for targeting. I don't know what you thought about it, but
no, it is. Every time you think that it's going to be called, and it's amazing guys that call the games at the collegiate level. And I watch a lot of college football. Not just the Big Ten. It's amazing when it comes up. Not to name, not to go through the list of broadcasters, they don't know either.
No.
And, I think you'd like some clarity. You talk to a lot of guys that play, at various levels. They just want consistency. Let me know what the letter of the law is. To me, it seems like that is an interpretive thing. And that's a gray area because that's when you start to get guys frustrated and the questions arise. And a bunch of asses like us are hammering them for things like that. I've never, just in the last couple of years, the amount of conversation about calls, et cetera, et cetera. Hey, man, look, instant replay was supposed to make things easier, and it isn't. I mean, if anything, things they're more diluted now.
Yeah, they sure are. But On the good side, Michigan had a good weekend against a rather weak Penn State squad. I don't know what your overall thoughts were. My thought on Michigan is Jabril Peppers is he not the best player in the country right now?
He's phenomenal. Quarterback at Louisville, you have to give him credit, for what he's doing.
McCaffrey.
And everything. I know that people are giving Michigan the business for their schedule, and they look good. That's all you can do right now is say that they look good. You have to give them credit for that. The Franklin hype and the Penn State is back hype, I didn't get it 2 years ago, and for the last 2 years, they haven't shown me any reason to believe that they're getting it together. They've had their nice little recruiting grades, and, this is the year it comes together. I'll tell you point blank, I just don't think Frank was the coach. I don't think he's a good coach. I really, truly don't.
Yeah.
And, Jim Harbaugh is getting the best out of his team right now, and it's going to be very interesting because, what Wisconsin did to Michigan State, that's old school Wisconsin. That really is. Wisconsin, it's not like they went anywhere, but I think that Wisconsin has been a program for a long time that maybe hasn't gotten the credit that it deserves. When you take a look at the amount of times they've gone to the Rose Bowl and they've taken care of business in the Big Ten. And I think they took a little step back the last couple of years. Again, not bad years. You didn't see the bottom fall out, but that was old school Wisconsin. It was stout defense, taking advantage of your opponent's miscues and piling it on. And for Michigan, they have to make the decision if they want this season to be a shade of 2012, if you will, or if they can get this back like maybe they did, in 2011 and in particular 2013. I'm not saying it's going to go that high where you see them winning the division. I still think Ohio State's team to beat or anything like that, but it's there. Right now they're just having problems offensively. And is Tyler O'Connor Andrew Maxwell, or is there another level there? And this is going to be interesting. And I'm looking forward to that Wisconsin-Michigan matchup, too. Let's see if they can do it a couple weeks in a row on the road because this is such a brutal stretch of schedule for the Badgers.
Well, the thing that it always comes back to me is those elite programs. When you're talking about something like the Big Ten, a team like Michigan State should never get blown out by anybody at home. It just shouldn't happen.
Not like that. No, I agree with you. And you know what? Listen, Michigan State, disrespect and all that stuff. I think what they've done since 2010 speaks for itself. And if you can't respect that, that's not their fault. They've really gotten it done in the last 3 years. 2 out of 3 Big Ten championships, no lower than number 6. That's all fine and dandy. But I'm with you. It shouldn't happen like that at home. And that's why there's, it's on them. What is this season going to be? Is this going to be, well, we didn't fall apart. We still picked up our 9 wins. Well, you know what? I think for Michigan State fans now, the bar's been raised, and that's not good enough anymore. It really isn't.
Yep.
I think they would have been content with that 3-4 years ago, but with the success that they've had, now the expectations are sky high, and they should be. They really should be.
Sean, thank you so much for the time today, buddy. We really appreciate it. Good luck at Fox 2 tonight. Have some fun with mixing it up with the guys over there, and we'll listen to you on JR as well.
All right, be well, guys. Later.
You too. Thanks, Sean.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hey, it's Steve Gabarra, the general manager at Zott Ford. You've heard me talk about the deals we offer on Ford F-150s. Well, here's one you simply cannot ignore. For a limited time, everyone can save up to $17,000 on a new 16 Ford F-150. Yes, I said everyone. This means you do not have to be a Ford employee or even know one. So if you can drive to Zott Ford at I-75 and exit 98, you can save up to $17,000 on your new F-150. Only at Zott Ford in Holly. That's SZOTT.
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
What do?
All right, welcome back to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. Some sad news to report. More sad news.
What do we
Yes.
have?
Arnold Palmer died.
Can't handle this. I can't handle.
Is this
any more
count
of
as
this.
celebrities in threes? Are we putting Uwe in the?
Oh, Uwe is a celebrity. As far as the Detroit Cast
The
goes.
triangle. Who else is in the triangle? You got Uwe, Arnold Palmer, and the pitcher.
Oh, the pitcher. I
you
almost
go.
put
That's
Keith Lamont Scott in it, but
Three athletes.
that's right. Uwe was a soccer player. He counts as an athlete.
One delicious drink.
Oh, I love that. It's my favorite drink.
One gruff German and a world class athlete.
E hates that drink.
I despise
Lemonade and iced tea.
No,
It's delicious.
I hate that it's called an Arnold Palmer. I think it's so dumb that he gets the name credit for putting iced tea and lemonade together.
Maybe he made it up.
I don't believe that he did. That's just my opinion. I don't believe that he
It
did.
does seem too simple, right?
And what-
that somebody else wouldn't have come up with that.
And when I was telling Mike when I was working at restaurants, I don't know if I brought it up on the show before, but I would never reference the name. Like when I was at Big Boy, especially, you get a lot of old people. Oh, give me an Arnold Palmer, and I'd always like when I was bringing the drink back, or if I was like,
Here's your lemonade and iced
I would
tea,
say,
sir.
here's your half lemonade, half iced tea. I would not say, here's your Arnold Palmer, or like one Arnold Palmer.
Way to get him, E.
I know that was my little way of.
I'd rag on you for that, but I cannot walk into a Starbucks and ask for a venti anything.
Won't do it.
Ugh.
Oh, that's another
I'm
one.
like,
I won't do.
I'll have a large one. They're like a venti. I'm like, no, I'll just the large one.
Yeah.
I'll have large one.
I go to Starbucks honestly kind of more than I probably should, but I always small, medium, or large. I do
Yeah.
not say.
What do they call him? I know Venti's large.
There's a grande.
Yeah, I don't even know what the small is. Vente's the only one I even knew.
Pequeño. No, but it's like this thing
We?
they invented, and it's
Yeah.
like no. We already had small, medium, and large established. You don't need to go recreating that. There's no reason for that. So I'm not playing along. Forget it.
Good call.
Yeah. But yeah, dead at 87 years old. As we're doing the show today, he apparently died. That drink bothers me. It's my favorite drink. This is going to sound so stupid. I order it almost every time I go out to eat.
I've seen you do this. I know where you're going.
I can't remember the name of it.
I know.
I don't know why it's that thing that trips me up. And I don't know why. I've never
Just a glitch. It's okay.
like if I ordered a Coke or a water, I've never once gone, the dark drink with bubbles that fizz up. It's delicious. And they go, a Coke? Yeah, Coke. Like never. But I'll sit there stone faced and go, yeah, I want
You just gap on it.
a shit.
Jack Nicholas. No.
Usually anyone in my party knows this, and they go, he wants an Arnold Palmer. It happens every time, and I'm like, God damn it! It's my drink. So anyway, rest in peace, Arnold. Now,
It's a good run.
he had a good run. 87's not bad. It's not bad. He didn't look good in some of those commercials I saw with him.
Oh,
Right.
with the
What was he doing?
dude, it was for what was it for?
It
was with
Kevin
him
Nealon
and a NASCAR driver, I believe.
Yeah, was it for blood circulation or something?
I
Or-
don't.
I don't know. They're on the golf course though, and just maybe pull up the Arnold Palmer
he
Kevin
look
Nealon
gaunt?
commercial. He just looks kind of like there were a lot of takes that took place in recording that commercial, which that's okay. He just didn't look like the Arnold Palmer you're used to seeing from the golf days.
How
But
great was he anyway? Does he get too much credit?
I don't think so. I think he won 62 majors or something,
Oh,
or
okay.
or
That's pretty
tournaments. I don't have, like I say, I mean, this literally came over my phone from CBS breaking news while we were sitting here, so I really don't have any information more than that. But yeah, he's a legend. He's a Hall of Famer for sure. Let's see here. Let's see what they say. Palmer won 62 times on the PGA Tour, including 7 major championships. So he didn't win 62 majors like I just claimed a minute ago. He won 7, which is still pretty impressive. And 4 Masters.
Okay.
4 Masters tournaments. Not bad. And he's got a drink named after him.
Yeah, I'll give it to him.
Yeah. Did you find their commercial?
I guess this is it. It was Brian Vickers, who's the person I was thinking of. Exaltra or
Reduce your risk.
I'm Brian Vickers,
Xarelto.
NASCAR driver.
I'm Kevin Nealon, comedian.
And I'm Arnold
Oh,
Palmer,
you're
professional
right.
golfer.
Ah,
You know
yeah.
what we have in common?
We talked to our doctors about treatment with Xarelto. Me, when I had a blood clot in my leg that could have traveled to my lungs.
That's why I took Xarelto.
Xarelto is proven
Huh.
to treat and help reduce
He's
the
an
risk
old
of
man.
DVT and PE blood clots.
I took Xarelto for AFib and a regular heartbeat that
How much would you have to be paid to walk around in this commercial?
Yeah, really. This is a weird mix of people.
Well, you know what? I don't know. I think they do have
Here you go.
We got the job.
For people with AFib, currently
It's these moments that I notice it the most.
When he's next to normal human beings.
Right.
the risk of stroke.
I tried to
Looked like he was screened in there, to be
He
honest.
might have been.
restrictions.
They're like, all right, fuck it. We've got this. We'll just green screen.
or blood clotting. Ooh, that's a tough one.
Not this time.
It's a little bit Simeon-like.
I'll have
Doesn't he look
another
green
Arnold
screened?
Palmer.
He does. He actually does look green screened in.
Really, Brian?
Hey, safety first.
Like all blood thinners, don't stop.
So anyway,
That's a brutal commercial. Shit.
yeah, there's more of them too. There'll not be any more of them going forward though. So
Well, not with all three.
no. Now, before we get back to news-related things, and I don't know where this is going, so bear with us. I don't think you do either, Jay.
I have no idea.
But E announced that he was running over the weekend and something happened. So I don't know if you
No,
did
I
you
just
kill someone?
usually I think with the talk, I never really got asked about my weekend, and so I kind of just want to let you know I thought this was of note. So Friday I was going for a run, and I was going on about 5-mile run, and about just under 4 miles into this, dude, just one of those times where I realized I have to freaking go.
Poop.
Like, yes, number 2, not number 1.
Oh no.
And the problem is, at this point, like, I'm in the neighborhood, and so if anyone's ever been in this position, you do, like, I started walking, thinking, because if you start walking, you maybe can, I've been able to stretch it longer.
Even if it's turtling, you feel like
you can kind of hold on a
bring it
little
back.
longer. And I start walking.
Hold on, time out. So, did he make it to the house, Jay? Did he shit his pants, or did he shit on the neighbor's lawn?
I think he pooped in a neighbor's lawn or
I was
behind a
thinking-
shed or something.
I was thinking shit on the neighbor's lawn as well.
Yeah.
Which
he didn't make it home.
You're close, but not right. Exactly. And here's what happened. I start walking, and dude, I'm about a mile back from my house. So at this point, you realize, I can tell how close it is, and I'm like, dude, it's just not happening. There's no way I'm making it, and I have to go bad. And it's not just like a little.
And we've got complete residential houses on both sides. There's no way you can run behind a
Well, here's the
house and
thing.
hit some woods.
That's the
or
problem. Actually, on the one side, the houses do have woods, but I'd have to walk to their yard to do it.
You have
And
to
on the
duck
other
walk through the
right, and on the other
the
side,
neighbor's yard.
Here's how the other side looks: houses, 2 houses, and in the middle is one of those little beach areas, like kind of boat launch beach
You
area.
shat on a beach? Oh,
No, there's a massive like fern. I don't know what kind of tree. I'm trying to think. Like the Christmas trees. What are those called? Pine tree, I guess. A massive pine tree, but it's in like this public beach area, and I just knew I wasn't gonna make it. I started like, duck walking underneath this pine tree and just shit. Like a lot.
Was it explosive or was it solid? What are we dealing with here?
It was pretty liquidy, and it just all came out.
Is it distinctly human though for any passerby?
If you saw it, dude, like unless
oh my god,
like
that's not a dog.
And it was, and here's the thing too, like this was at like 11 in the morning. For one, I actually did look over to see on the one house, and right at the end, like I thought I heard somebody in that house, like walk out of their garage or something.
Dear, look!
And I know they couldn't see me, but my fear was even if they couldn't see me, if they saw me just walking out of the tree,
they'd go and
like
they'd
why
investigate.
what would I have
yeah.
been doing there?
Yeah.
And so like and the problem is now I still had a mile to walk back. Some of it was on my leg.
Oh god!
And it was
Why?
and it was in my boxers, like because I didn't have anything. I didn't have time to even use my boxers as like a wipe or something because this lady, like I'm right by these houses. I'm in a public, technically in a beach area, like
on your leg.
Well, dude,
Did you just squat?
Burley. I don't know why I said that. But
Jay?
Dude, I'm not kidding. Yeah, no, I walked up to the tree, and I mean, the minute I mean, it was to the point where
Really, it was coming.
it was coming. Like when I was even by the tree, like I was just hoping I could even get the shorts off to not have it just fully go into my pants. Like, and then I had to walk back home still, and I have this fucking shit on my leg, and it's in my pants, and I'm just like,
Did it stink bad? It
Yes.
stunk so bad,
yeah,
didn't it?
it's terrible, and
Yeah.
I feel like shit, and I just want to get home, like now, like I. Just
What did you
wanna
do when you got home? Did you just
right
like,
to the shower? And I'll tell you this.
did you walk in the door and anyone notice you? Mom,
Well,
like,
no.
honey,
because-
do you want lunch?
You know what? There was.
Was Nana
once in
there
a-
badgering
well,
you?
Once in a while, no. There was no one. I just walked right into the basement. And I will say, like, when I got in the shower, like, the problem was it was all in my, my butt and my legs and stuff. So like,
It was all in my butt.
my ass. So I had to use like a washcloth and shit. And I just had to dig in there, kind of, and so I just
damn it,
tossed that. Like I'm not putting that in the laundry and being like, "Oh, what happened here?"
It's the best thing you've said all day. I would have done the
sensitive
same.
of you.
Yeah.
So, but it's so terrible. Like,
So this is just a Friday afternoon, so it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
yeah, but it's like, dude, it was. Honestly, having said
Did
it,
you
though,
take a picture of it at least?
I didn't have my phone. I guess I could.
Can
have
you go
driven
back?
I guess it's
It
probably
hasn't rained
still.
since then.
It's probably
I don't think
still
it's
there. That's a
moved.
good point.
Yeah, you should go back and take a picture of the crime scene.
But the thing I will say,
Is that illegal, by the way? Is it illegal to shit on your neighbor's lawn?
it wasn't on the lawn. Again,
It
technically, it
probably
wasn't in
is,
someone's yard, but
It was in a common area.
it was in a common area. But I didn't know what to do. I really, and honestly,
Did you think about wading into the water?
no,
You're at the boat launch.
no, I did not.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Pulling
Honestly,
on a Oscoda stinkfoot.
I'm telling
it's
you.
not a bad
Exactly.
move.
From the
a
point-
human Oscoda stinkfoot. I've never heard of one, but all right.
from the point that I realized I kind of had to go, it happened very fast. This was not one of those times where it was like, okay, I kind of, from the time
When it
I
first
realized,
hit, when your belly first said, "Hey, we got to
dude,
make a
it
move,"
was like
from
not
that point
long.
to you're in a pine tree. Like
not
how much
that
time?
many minutes, dude.
How many yards and how much time
Not
are we
that-
talking?
Here's what happened. I was doing, like I said, I was.
He was trying to picture the pine tree that allows you to crouch underneath it.
It was a huge,
And-
it was a massive pine tree. And it was one of those ones where it's like inside, it's kind of like, it maybe it's not very healthy because inside it was actually
hollowed out.
kind of hollowed out, but the branches
Okay.
are.
I've seen those.
provided you some cover.
Yes. Dude,
Not
honestly,
a bad movie. Not a bad move.
It was very fast.
It's the
Mike.
neighbor's lawn.
Mike, it was very fast, Mike. It was like, I was like, oh my God, I gotta go. I ran for maybe a minute more to, I'm like, okay, I need to start walking. I actually walked past the little area, trying to think that I could push it, and I just realized I'm not pushing it. And I turned around, bolted for this tree, and by the time I couldn't have gone into the water, Jay. And to be fair, I didn't have enough time to even knock. Even if I thought to try to do the nice thing and knock on a door.
Oh, that's the nice thing.
well, no.
That's
but,
the nice thing.
Oh my God! The thought that he would have that in his head. I'm gonna knock on.
Oh,
a
how nice of you,
I'd
young
shoot him in
retarded
the
man.
face.
Come on in.
well, no,
Poop
I
in
mean,
my
I
bag.
mean, as opposed to,
shit my pants, ladies.
Okay.
You mind?
Oh, how nice of you.
as
Man.
opposed to doing it on your yard, as opposed to just doing it on your yard. No, but I'm saying,
No,
like,
honestly, I'd rather have you shit in my yard.
Yeah, I
than
would
come
too.
in my
okay,
house
well,
and
whatever. But my point is, I didn't even have enough time to I would not have had enough time to even knock on a door.
shit. Not
and
bad.
tell
I think
somebody.
you did the best you could under the circumstances.
I would argue that
Burrowed into a pine tree.
Just couldn't do anything more.
I would argue that there's you could have. There are plenty of those sewer grates on the ground in every neighborhood. You could
Right
have
by
gone
the curb.
right by the curb, just one of those grated ones.
I would have huffed it into the woods, man.
I
Like,
kind of thought about it,
so
but again, my
what?
thought process was they would see me. I
Yeah,
guess.
but it's woods.
I
You're
know.
back
I didn't.
there.
Yeah.
I know. But again, honestly, I can't tell you that the. I've explained enough.
You were
but
turtling. You
the-
were
Well, the
turtling.
time was there. It was
Yeah.
just. It had to be a quick decision, and that's the decision I went with. So
Yeah.
Well, not too bad.
anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a scary proposition, and I agree with his move. That's not bad. The pine tree's not the worst decision.
If you
I
can go
just
back
want-
and get an image, though,
I'll
that'd
try.
be-
You know what? Tomorrow morning, I
Of
will
your
go and
make.
see if it's. I'll go and see what's remained of it. I'll tell you, like I said, that. And then the other thing is the
Do you
reason.
think some woodland creature like pawed around it?
possible.
Probably flies did their damage.
But like I said, I will say when you ask why was it on me, the reason is I have done this before. I've discussed it that I have in running when I've gone on longer runs. I've had a few times where I've had to do this, but what I've done in those times is taken off my boxers at that point and kind of used them to at least mildly.
How many times have you shit in other people's yards?
The other times they've all been in the woods, but this is the third. This is my third time on a run where I've legitimately just had to shit.
Yeah.
I think third or fourth. No, third. Probably my third. Where
That's fair. We'll call it third. Yeah, we'll call it third.
But those other times, the other two times, I kind of took my boxers off at that point and kind of at least wiped my leg off a little bit. But at this point, dude, like I told you, my thought was, I thought I heard someone coming out of that garage, and my thought was walking under that tree.
Oh my God, honey! There's a retard in the pine tree pooping.
Bushes again.
So like when I got on the road, I just tried to walk as fast as I could to get home, but it just felt so
gross,
so dirty. And coming from me, I think that says a lot. How
wearing
dirty
shorts
it felt.
or long pants at that point?
Shorts.
Oh,
anyway,
dripping down.
Oh, thank you for that, E. We needed that today.
Yes, thank you for following up on that.
I should mention tomorrow's show we're going to do a little later.
Yeah, man, we got to watch the Super Bowl first, right?
Yeah.
So we can give Super Bowl
They're
commentary.
legitimately talking about Super Bowl type numbers for the debate, and
100 million people.
Yeah. I mean, dude, that's almost a third of the country.
Yeah.
Like every person. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
So the debate starts at 9, goes to whatever. We're going to do a show after that so that we're at least relevant Tuesday morning.
Given the potential for some really great shit to come out of that.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think it warrants.
Yeah,
warrants
so
doing this.
if you're one of the handful of people that likes to watch us live and tunes in tomorrow afternoon or something, that's why we're not there.
Exactly. Hey, got to tell you about our new sponsor, Douglas. Buying a home can be one of the most stressful times of a person's life. Doug Steinert at Century 21 Campbell wants to make the sale of your old home or the purchase of your dream home as stress-free as possible. Call Doug at 248-765-1781 and let him and the team at Century 21 Campbell make your home purchasing dreams a reality. Call 248-765-1781 and ask for fellow Detroit Cast listener Doug Steinert.
Look at it, poops.
What do we have?
Look at that
What
guy.
happened to that guy?
Oh, man. He got his jaw braked. By a Michigan State quarterback.
What?
No, I know. Look at that headline.
Michigan State quarterback suspended indefinitely. Well, that's a Missouri State.
It's Missouri State.
Oh.
And these fuckers printed the wrong headline. I'm like, Michigan State quarterbacks beating up dogs.
Big
what?
news.
Huge news. And then I'm bummed out. Well, not bummed, but it's Missouri State. These guys owe Michigan State an apology, formally. A retraction of sorts, if you will. But yeah, this guy's been suspended indefinitely. His name's Breck Rudick. He was benched for conduct detrimental to the team while he's accused of animal abuse. Apparently hauled off and punched the shit out of this dog in the face. Yeah, he punched me right in my face.
God, that reminds me of the story locally recently where the guys, didn't they dick with a guinea pig somehow? Like a pregame to a lacrosse game or something?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't read that.
Captains were like, yeah, we're going to fucking kill him just like this guinea pig, and like whack this guinea pig across the room.
Oh.
Yeah, and they're being prosecuted.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Fuck with the pigs.
Well, this little guy here, apparently, earlier in the week, one of his friends left this little guy with this quarterback and was like, yeah, can you babysit? And he's like, yeah, the quarterback's like, yeah, you can leave the dog here. I guess he'd done it before. And this girl never thought leaving her 42, I'm reading this from a Facebook post that a friend wrote. She never thought leaving her 42-pound Australian Shepherd with Breck, this 200-plus pound MSU football player, would lead to this. Never once did she believe Breck would get so upset with this sweet dog that he would hit him in the jaw, not just once, but 3 times. After losing his cool, he punched Luca in the face. He led, and then this son of a bitch.
Well, do we know he wasn't a dick? What did he do?
The poops?
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean, what did I do?
What did he do?
Yeah, I tinkled on the carpet a little bit. It happens. We all have accidents. The other guy just shit in the woods, and I didn't have woods. I was trapped in the house, a strange house, and then the guy punched my face. So I don't know what he did, but he apparently then opened the door and was like, come on, Luca, let's go outside, and then just closed the door behind him and let Luca go. And was trying to tell her, like, oh, yeah, it's crazy.
What a piece of shit.
The dog got away.
Those are like the smartest dogs ever, aren't they?
Australian Shepherds,
Yeah,
are they?
I
I don't
think
know.
so.
Maybe. So this girl comes, so he's like, yeah, Katie, I don't know what to tell you. But Luca ran off. It's crazy. Sorry about that. Well, got to go. I got practice. And so she spends the whole night looking for a dog. The next day, so she's posting like posters all over town, like Beth would do, missing dog. And so this woman sees this, and she's like, "Yeah, I found Luca in a parking lot, all covered in blood. His face was bleeding." And when he was returned to Katie the next day, he was still bleeding, and then he was rushed to the vet, and they found his jaw was broken. There's pictures of this. He lost 6 teeth, shattered his jaw. And he's going to need surgery now. He's getting surgery. His jawbones, they say, were shattered, which will be permanently gone. His teeth are permanently gone forever now. They had to keep him in the vet for 2 days. He can no longer eat solids foods, so no more brown circles for him.
Just mushy stuff.
He gets to eat oatmeal-based diet now. This is where it gets interesting, though. The vet explained to Katie that Luca had to have been hit more than once with literally all of Breck's force or with some other object because the trauma was so extensive it could not have been from a single punch. But, I mean, the dog's not going to tell on him. So unless he owns up to that, couldn't the story just as easily be the dog ran off and then got fucking whacked by a car in the face?
Yes.
I mean, if a car's going 30 and hits a dog in the face, it's going to shatter its jaw.
Good point, Mike.
I mean, I don't know. Believe me, I'm the first one that's like, okay, well, let's shatter his jaw and bury him in a shallow grave somewhere.
Right.
Fuck this guy. If that's true that he hit this poor poops. Look
Maybe
at
he
that
didn't.
poops. But I think there's a real. I mean, that would be my thing. Like, dude, are you kidding me? You think I punched your dog in the face for what? Poor guy. Poor guy. What's going on with our football players beating up poopses? Our teachers are selling drugs.
Huh? What?
There's a teacher out of the Bronx. Yeah. Kevin Pope. Have you heard about Kevin Pope?
Not.
He beat the dog shit out of a student of his who he claimed robbed him of $4,000 in a drug deal gone bad. What the fuck is wrong with people? Come on, man. He beat the teen senseless and threatened to have his mom raped.
Ugh.
Yeah, you better get my money, the teacher snapped at the 16-year-old. They're not naming him because he's a minor, but you know where I work? Pope repeatedly punched the boy in the face, knocking him
I'm
into
gonna punch you in the fuck! I'm gonna make you my bitch's bitch! You're gonna be my grand bitch!
knocked him into a glass window at a local business before the teen collapsed on the sidewalk. Do you want to die? You want to steal from me? I should break your arm. I should get someone to rape your mom every day after work. Is that even possible? Rape your mom every day after work? It seems like the authorities would catch on at some point. You know what I mean? Like, if you even tried that, seems like a hollow threat at best. The victim needed 3 staples to close several deep wounds in the back of his head after the beating. The attack was captured on surveillance video. His lawyer claimed that the student had simply stolen the science teacher's briefcase, which was filled with $5,000 in cash, which makes perfect sense. I mean, lots of high school teachers would be walking around with $5,000 in cash on them. Police sources indicated the youth made off with the cash in a June drug deal gone bad. And a criminal complaint charged that Pope robbed the 16-year-old of a gold chain, an iPhone, and a wallet. What the fuck? Are you sure? Teacher, where do you think that's going to lead? You're gonna get into a drug deal with one of your 16-year-old students to buy a pound of weed. Apparently, they were supposed to buy a pound of weed together, and then when they got teacher and student go to the fucking heart of the shithole neighborhood to buy this pound of weed for $4,000. And the guy selling the weed's like, yeah, man, it's $7,000.
Ooh.
And at that point, the kid stole his money and took off, and then he caught up with him and blah, blah, blah. So, anyway, yeah. What's going on with these people? I don't get it. And then, I told you guys many times about how I wanted to be a gynecologist, but I would do specialized practice only, remember?
19 to 23-year-olds.
19 to 23, I wanted to, just checkups.
8s to 10s.
Yeah, 8s to 10s, and I'd have my waiting room, and I would, oh, sorry, we're closed, ma'am, for the day.
Yeah, no, like, special circumstance, like, I've got something strange curdling down here.
Yeah,
none of
no.
those get farmed out to somebody else. This is just...
Yeah.
It's just a checkup every 6 months or something.
The curdling thing that you've got going on there is just not my specialty, but I'll recommend a dynamite gynecologist who specializes in that for you.
Curds and whey.
Yeah, I'm really just in I just specialize in just those annual checkups to make sure everything's good. Like, that's what my specialty would be. I think this doctor, I don't know if you read about this, it kind of happened when we were off a week ago. the story broke in the Indy Star. Reported these sex abuse allegations.
Dude, this is the gymnastics guy.
Yes.
Right? He was an MSU professor for a while.
Up until last Tuesday or something, they fired him. But Larry Nassar, 16 more women have filed criminal complaints against this dude.
Apparently he was doing some therapy where, he's like a gymnastics
guru.
Yeah, U.S. gymnastics
29
guy.
years with the team or something?
Yeah, and kept all their back pain at bay and all this shit. And apparently he had some manipulation where he'd digitally penetrate the vagine and then kind of do some manipulation on the nether region and all the, these 15, 16-year-old girls are like, is this normal?
Each of these girls, 4 of the women contacted the Indy Star of these new allegations. Each of them said they told police he penetrated them with a finger during what was supposed to be medical treatments. 3 of the five said they were underage at the time. 2 said he touched their breasts. 1 said he was aroused, too. Come on, man. You can't be rock when you're... Come on, Doc. In an interview, September 12th, Nassar's former attorney told the Indy Star that the doctor never used a procedure involving vaginal penetration, but that was... said they came back on that and went, well, there was one technique that technically by Michigan law would be considered vaginal penetration. So he was fired from MSU on Tuesday for failing to comply with certain employment requirements, whatever that means. Police in Michigan are reviewing a couple earlier criminal complaints about him, the one from 2004 and one from 2014. Neither the prosecutor in Ingham County or MSU police would say how many new complaints they've received, but it sounds like there was like 15 new complaints.
The thing that got me out of this story, though, is the people who investigated this interviewed some other expert in the area, and there apparently is some freaking procedure.
Yeah.
Where, you go ahead and insert.
Well, I mean, outside for back pain, though?
Yeah.
That's... you're talking about Dr. Mark Cantieri, president of the Indiana Osteopathic Association. He said there are legit intravaginal procedures, but they're rarely used.
Is that fucking crazy?
Yes. When the procedures are used, he said they should be conducted according to widely accepted standards. Among those being, it should be explained to the patient, and in the case of a juvenile, the parent or guardian, and prior permission should be granted. So you need to tell them it's going to happen. You can't just do it.
Yeah.
Also, it should be performed with another person of the same sex as the patient in the room.
Moreover, with gloves.
Gloves should be worn. Lube should be used.
Yes. I mean, come on.
And you can't. That doesn't count. You need to use like.
Does he reference whether you should be erect or not during the?
There's nothing about whether or not the doctor's allowed to be erect.
Should you be taking out your finger and sniffing it?
Oh. Where was I? No, I don't think you're allowed to do that either. The doctor should advise the patient when it's about to occur, too. Like, oh, yeah, I'm going in. Hold on.
Here it comes. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. How's your back feel now?
Can you believe there's a legit procedure? Like, what is happening physically that could be legit?
I don't know. Where the vagine is and the back is. I mean, I suppose if you really got in there. Nothing in my medical background has told me about this.
But I think this guy was asked by these investigators. So this legit doctor was asked, have you ever used that? He's like, no.
No. But I have heard about that.
No, I don't do that one.
Yeah. All of the women who spoke to the Indians. So you saw what Dr.
Nassar
Cantieri said was the pretty bright line. Here's the rules. If you're doing the intervagine maneuver.
No sniffing.
No sniffing. You can't be fucking rock. And you got to let them know. Parents should be there. Gloves, lube, the whole thing. All the women said he penetrated them with his finger when they were alone with him. They said his actions went far beyond slight penetration. One woman said the movement was sexual in nature. 4 of the women said he did not wear gloves. One of the women said she went to Nassar for treatment when she experienced lower back pain after several treatments. Catherine, then 15, said Nassar connected her back pain to her vagine.
Sure.
Catherine said that Nassar repeatedly penetrated her with his fingers during 7 to 10 treatments over a 2-year period, most of the time she was completely alone with him.
He needs to be better trained.
Another woman, a dance student who had lower back pain, said that Nasser penetrated her vagina with his finger on about 30 visits over 6 years.
No. We don't want to shame anybody. We don't want to put anybody on the spot. If it looks funny, we go over and say, mm-mm.
One of those treatments was in the basement of his home. Come on. Are you shitting me?
Come on, man.
Your doctor's fingered you 30 times over 6 years, including in his basement? Come on. Stop it. She said that she saw Nasser sexually aroused, and once he discussed fingering his ex-girlfriend as he penetrated the student.
Well, that's all right.
He once reached inside her sports bra and grabbed her titties while working on her ribs.
That's really astounding.
All 5 women interviewed by the Indy Star wondered about the treatment. They initially deferred because of his reputation. I mean, here he is, this legend in the sports medicine world. The dance student said that Nasser told her he was going to use an Australian technique.
Ah, the Australian.
Yeah, we're going with the old crikey. And he said that just 2 people in Michigan were certified to perform it. Turns out the technique involved some penetration of the vagine. She also is a co-complainant in a Title IX case against the doctor. She and others contacted police after the article came out in the Indy Star, which sounds like a lot of people are coming. This isn't good. Yeah. So one last woman said they're 16-year-old, not woman, 16-year-old high school athlete said she'd been seeing him for back pain. She said he had her stripped down to minimum clothing so he could work on her back, and then he starts massaging her, and he's fucking cranking the massage so hard. She's like, ow. He's like, oh, your back hurts from that. Let me do something to release the pain. What do you think he did to release the pain? He went inside her underwear and put his fingers in the entrance of her vagine, then pressed the other hand on her titties so that...
What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
She was on her period.
Oh.
And had a tampon.
Oh, God.
I know. You didn't need to hear
Did
that.
he still sniff his finger?
I don't think so. She says, I just froze. She went back to school and was telling her friends, like, yeah...
Is this normal?
Is this normal for all you guys? And they're like, no.
Oh, my God, no.
Oh, my God, gross. Was he hard? Oh, he was rock. Yeah, that's not cool. She's the one that went to the police in 2004, and nothing was done, though. So, anyway, we'll have to follow this story. Holy shit. Anyway, should we, before we get to email, there was one other story I found interesting. These guys... planned to rob this pizza delivery guy, and 4 of them. So they're one of those where you've got an abandoned house in a neighborhood. It's like, yeah, we want a pizza delivered to 123 Sesame Street, you know, and so the guy that shows up with their pizza is a 250-pound former linebacker for the Minnesota Vikings. Yeah.
They're bouncing off him.
Napoleon Harris III, 6'3" Illinois senator and former Vikings player,
is delivering pizzas now.
Yeah, he owns the Chicago Beggars Pizza franchise.
Right.
And a call comes in last minute, and he's like, "Guys, you're busy as shit. I'll take this run."
He does it all.
Yeah. So he's like, "I got it." So he decides to run the pizza himself. He offered, so he arrives at this house, and one of the robbers is sitting on the porch. As he enters the property, though, 3 other guys spring up from the bushes to jump him. They put a chokehold on the senator, but to no avail, they said, that local police said. They were really trying to choke him to death, and he was just too strong. He outpowered all 4 of them. Look at that dude.
Big number 99.
As they were all beating on him, one guy went out of his way and really hit him hard, and Napoleon never moved. He just looked at him like Hulk Hogan. And from that, the guys knew we better get the fuck out of here because we can't get this guy down. The man managed to take Harris's wallet and the pizza and fled into Tahoe. And so...
In the distance, you just heard the Viking horn.
So they managed to escape, but this guy chases him down, finds the Tahoe, which is linked back to a dead guy. Now they're charging some of these guys with murder, like in another state over.
It's unraveling. It's
all unraveling. They ended up catching all 4 of these guys. Lawrence Hines, Malik Mayer was charged with murder and financial transaction, card fraud after allegedly using Jones's card in an ATM. Jones was the guy that was Lester Jones is who the Tahoe was actually registered too, who was found dead in Georgia. So this guy's using his credit card and his car. Now he's trying to rob this dude of a pizza. There was a kid with him. Lawrence Hines was found in a mental institution. They're charging him with murder. A third person was arrested in September, and a fourth man from Gary, Indiana, is expected to face charges as well. Don't you think as soon as the guy starts walking up the porch, it's like, it's not the scrawny 16-year-old. Yeah, change of plans on the fly. Make a new plan. Let's pay for this pizza.
How much going to make off a pizza delivery dude anyway? $15?
Don't they always carry less than $20 cash on them at all
right,
times?
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's pretty sad. Hey, as we all know, Big E drives nothing but disgusting turd boxes for cars. You, however, do not have to, because Zott Ford and Holly has got your back. So go lease the all-new 17 Ford Fusion SE for just $158 on a 24-month lease. The 17 Ford Fusion has class-leading style, safety, and performance, and it can be all yours for just $158 a month at Zott Ford. Get to I-75 and exit 98. Tell them the 38-year-old basement dweller sent you, and receive a free autographed TDC shirt with the purchase or lease. Hurry while supplies last.
How are we doing for email, Jay?
We do have some email. Let's see here. Jay writes in, what is up, fucksticks?
Not much.
While listening to the bit about Carlos Danger texting the 15-year-old, of course that's Anthony Weiner, got caught sexting with a 15-year-old.
I thought it was T-Dog.
Mike said she wasn't hot. I guess she wasn't in a blue bikini on the beach.
Yes, of course.
That was low-hanging fruit, wasn't it?
Yes, referring to the girl in her mid-20s that I spotted on the beach in New England.
The shark story, right?
Or
Yes.
mid-teens.
No question about it. No question about it.
I say tomato, you guys say tomato, whatever.
Rick C. writes in, hello, DCast. First, I want to thank you for keeping me company on the road, putting in a lot of miles for work, and it is good to have you guys and that other podcast to keep me company during the window time. During my travels, I was nearby the Prince compound, so I took a quick detour. Here are some photos to share with you, as I know you're a fan of roadside memorials. You know, this stuff
Jay's
was
a huge fan of roadside.
Yeah,
it's his
if I ever
thing.
die on the side of a road, make me a huge memorial, please. Dripping teddy bears, rain-soaked teddy bears,
Sure.
Mylar, half inflated. It's beautiful. I know this stuff was left out of respect, and some of the artwork is cool, but when is the time that you say the purple socks have to come down? Also, what the fuck is up with the purple container and busted-out umbrella? The purple bra photo is for Big E to pound off to. And is the purple dumpster only for Prince's personal garbage? Keep up the great work. So here's just a couple of them. You look at... People did put in a lot of time in terms of some of this artwork.
Sure.
But dude, what a fucking mess.
Well, this is
Look
what
at
we noticed.
Here's what we have, though. We've got rain. All this shit's just soaked.
Yeah.
It's been weeks at this point, you can tell.
Yeah.
Don't you just bring a Bobcat out at this point?
Oh, yeah. Rip all that shit down.
Here's the bra, E. This one hung up their
Nice.
purple bra.
Prince liked titties.
Did he? Allegedly?
Yep. What's funny about that is we know you said there's a container, like just a random purple container. And by that you mean like a Glad plastic container that you'd put a sandwich in when you're going to work. And a purple an umbrella that just happens to be purple.
So you just grab anything purple and head over there? Is that
Yeah.
the deal?
But that's what we noticed about the Michael Brown stuff. Yeah, look at that. Just because it's purple does not make it worthy of a Prince memorial.
I know it's purple.
With Michael Brown, it was like, yeah, okay, your pile is impressive.
It's a Tweety Bird. What does Tweety Bird mean to the gentle giant?
Yes.
A SpongeBob, really?
I mean,
An
there
old
were
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man, soggy, soaking wet. It just looked like people that are like, oh, I've been wondering what to do with those old dolls we had in the basement. It's like,
weird as
yeah,
shit,
let's
isn't it?
just toss it in the pile. And that's what it was. It was a pile of like 3,000 random Spider-Mans and SpongeBob SquarePants dolls, and I don't know what that had to do with Mike Brown, but
It was luring rodents is what it was doing.
That's
I'm
right.
still interested in that tree. What's going on with the tree?
Yeah, how's the tree doing? That thing got hacked.
Are they still continuing to rebuild it, or?
I think within a week, a guy had run it over with his car, just ran it over the tree.
It's a stalk.
Yeah, and then a guy took like a machete to it and cut it in half and
Yeah.
sheared it down.
It's a beautiful sapling to start with.
It was.
Just ended up being a stalk.
Yeah, I wonder what's going on with that stuff now.
Yeah, whether that memorial, what they did
The
with
dove,
that.
wasn't there going to be a dove
It's gonna be-
placard in the cement?
I think so. Yeah. Curtis writes in episode 661, Jay's rich parents. It's not Jay's rich in-laws that allow him not to work. It's Walter's trust fund girlfriend that supports his non-working lifestyle. Talking about the one with the pretentious bathroom.
Right. Sure.
Is it
full-time job as a nurse?
What is it? The bathtub, the 4-footed bathtub or whatever. What do they call that?
I don't know.
It's on feet.
Do you seriously know? I know there's a name for it, but I don't have any idea.
I don't know. Hey, you know what? Should we? Yeah, let's do that.
You want to?
Yeah.
You want to call France?
I want to call France. I've wanted to call France for weeks now.
All right. We can do that.
Call France.
Well, they're doing what
they're doing what Sweden
did. Yeah.
This has potential.
Yeah. And so they've come out with it. We called Sweden a couple times months ago. And so France is doing this now, too, where you can call a number. They give you a number to call a random French person.
It's a tourism thing. It's like, all right, you don't know anything about our country, learn more.
And they've been
see how
hammered.
Nice we are. Everybody hates us.
People are afraid to go there. They think it's a shithole now, and they think, with terrorism, their tourism is really down. And so they've provided a number for you to talk to a random French person. And, we can call them. Let's call them up.
Welcome to the French number. You're about to be connected to a random French person. This call may be recorded.
Music sucks.
He's thinking the opposite. Digging the French music? He's picturing himself with 2 glow sticks. Hello?
Messagerie Orange, bonjour. La personne que vous essayez de joindre n'est pas disponible. Veuillez laisser votre message après le bip.
Oh,
bien bon. Hello? Bonjour?
Bonjour. Je m'appelle.
Call back.
Bread.
If you're going to give the number,
exactly,
someone better be there to answer it. For Christ's sakes, even Sweden had their shit together better than this.
This is supposed to make us not hate France. Guess what?
Welcome to the French number. You're about to be connected to a random French person. This call may be recorded.
Random French person.
I got a team of 1,500 English speakers.
Is that right?
Volunteer. They better have the accent.
Oh, they better. Hey, are frogs only French Canadians, or are they?
Ooh, I thought they were French.
I just want to know whether I should call this person a frog or not.
Well, absolutely. Should. If we find out otherwise.
Listen, you frog!
Hello?
Bonjour, sir! How are you? Are you a random French person?
No.
No?
Oh,
well, you are French.
Je m'appelle Mike.
Je m'appelle Jay. Sir, do you speak English?
Yes, I speak English.
Ah, very good. Are you part of this program where you answer calls from random people calling about France?
I can't hear you.
No, boy. This is going to be like pulling teeth here.
Do we fake this?
Very wrong.
Detroit.
Yeah, we went through this.
Yeah.
The U.S.
Are you American?
Yes, America.
Bonjour!
So you're not representing your country like as well as I thought you would. Like we did this before where we called Sweden. Sweden actually did this first.
Yeah.
No. Did he hang up on me?
No, I don't think so.
Sir, can we get a name? What is your name, sir? Je m'appelle.
Jacques.
Jacques.
What's your name?
Jean. Is it Jean
or Jacques or Pierre?
Sean?
I'm Jean. He's Jacques. Are you Pierre?
Yes, I'm Maxime.
Maxime.
Very good.
Like the pad?
Or like the magazine.
Maxine, like the magazine, not like a maxi pad, like a Maxime magazine.
Are you intending to represent your country in a positive manner here? Because I gotta tell you,
I'm not French.
I think there's been some sort of screw up. I think someone inserted your number into the French-speaking. I mean, you're supposed to be like on the tourism board of France.
Yeah, you're supposed to be like advocating for your country. Like, hey, come to France. We're not shitheads like you think we are.
Yeah, don't call us frogs. Eat our fries. Like you're the guy. You're on the front line.
You're supposed to make us hate you less.
Yeah.
It's not working.
Tourism's down, and you're on the front line trying to get us through to come there and visit.
Go, ready, sell us. Go, ready, go.
France is great because. Go.
Blank underline. Maxime.
Damn it!
I just I think Sweden was right on it, right? The young girls answering. I think we talked to two different young ladies.
We did. We befriended one.
They were ready to talk about any issues, just as advertised.
Are you suggesting there's some tomfoolery going on here?
Some shenanigans. Wool is being pulled.
Do you think someone inserted poor Maxime's number into the program? Maxime doesn't know shit about France. It'll be perfect.
See how he handles this.
That cost us $20 probably, Jay. Damn it.
I hate France more than I did before.
I thought you were going to call him frog. I really did. I appreciate your restraint. I don't think it was warranted. I think he was a little under siege, and it's late there.
They know about being under siege.
Welcome to the French number. You're about to connect to a person. This call may be recorded.
God, the music is killing me.
Mix it up.
You stop dancing with the glow stick.
Like the
Turn
first
the
time.
lights back on. Lights back on. Isn't Daft Punk French?
Yeah.
Throw some
Bonjour. Veuillez laisser votre message après le bip.
You got thrown in a voicemail.
Oh, this is an outrage.
Come on, France.
Don't you have the system where there is like okay, if nobody picks up, then there's but they're going to specific people.
It needs to be put into a queue. In other words.
Yeah. Perhaps
Welcome to the French number. This call may be recorded.
God, stop. Don't move your hips.
Turn the lights back on. Bonjour.
À la fin de votre message, si vous souhaitez le modifier, tapez dièse.
Pepe Le Pew. I'm at a loss.
One more.
I'm at an absolute loss. This is a train wreck. Sweden let it out there and showed them the path. How does Sweden get it so right? And France absolutely shits the bed.
Right.
I don't get it.
One more.
Max,
Welcome to the French number.
Do we want to check? We want to check.
Question is that?
I don't know.
Who the hell wants to talk to a dude?
If it's a dude, we can ask her about chicks.
No.
Stop it. Don't rub yourself like that.
I can see my hand in front of my face. Turn the lights on.
Bonjour, sir!
Bonjour!
Oh boy. Hello.
Je m'appelle Mike.
Is this gonna solve the problem of people hating your country? When this is the
terrible
interaction we have?
Absolutely terrible.
Bonjour.
Tourism board is going to be furious when we tell them what's going on.
You should call the tourism board to complain.
This is an outrage. I wanted to talk about Jacques Cousteau. I seriously did. You've seen the man in person.
I saw him receive the key to the city of Detroit.
It'd be a great sense of pride for the French.
French Revolution, I assume you were
The
looking
bread.
to delve into that.
The bread, the fries, which are really Belgians.
You know who else is French? Is Marion Cotillard.
Oh, is that right?
Accused of banging bread. I
Ah!
was trying to figure out who are they proud of? What are they? Gerard Depardieu.
Oh,
exactly.
I mean, how many times can you?
I think we're leaving
reach
back.
What did I do?
You don't know what you just heard. Sorry. We just left a 2-minute message shitting all over France. They deserve it. Sort of did. I don't know what to do, Jay. Should we
call Sweden?
Should we try again on next time?
Let's try.
Sorry, everybody. We struck out with France. It's not our fault. We got one on our end. They just didn't live up to their bargain. Their end of the bargain. So, apologize.
Hello, young lover, whoever you are. I am Pepe Le Pew. Everyone should have a hobby, don't you think? Mine is making love. You are a girl, I am a boy. We have all that in common, darling. May I, good darling? You may call me streetcar because of my desire for...
That son of a bitch. He's the best out there.
Yeah. Kicked in the face.
Ooh. Mine is making love.
I get a kick out of her.
Oh, Pepe Le Pew, the great Pepe Le Pew. Well, it didn't go as well as Sweden.
Yeah, we can try again in the future.
Yes, we will hang on to that number for sure. We should call it a day there, though, Jay.
Let's call it a day.
It's going to be a late night tomorrow, so we should all get on with the day and get our rest and whatnot. Thanks, everybody, for hanging with us. We certainly, as always, appreciate that. Don't forget the Massey event coming up October 7th at the Hamlin Pub. Don't want you to forget that. Hoping everybody can make it out there. And with that, we'll call it a day. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.